guys, and welcome back to Cooking with the Streeters. I'm your host, Amanda Streeter, and today we're going to be doing a delectable, silky, creamy chicken and shrimp Alfredo packed with vegetables and a great meal for today, you guys. So let's get started. Now I have some chicken breast that I have cut in strips, and then I have some fresh shrimp here. These are large shrimp, so whatever shrimp you have on hand, whether it be frozen, fresh, whatever you have, it's going to be good, guys. So trust me on that part. As long as the flavor is there, you're not going to miss whether it's fresh or not. So if you don't have fresh, don't fret. Use frozen. Use what you have, okay? So the seasoning that we're going to add on the chicken, I have two different seasonings. I have a seasoning for my shrimp, which will be more of like a Cajun-esque type of situation. And then this is just gonna be my regular schmegular chicken seasoning that with my house seasoning that I use, which is the salt, the pepper, the onion powder, garlic powder, paprika, a little bit of cayenne pepper. But that's all that's in that seasoning, and that's what we're gonna use. And I also put a little bit of Italian seasoning in it. Because this is an Alfredo, so we kind of want to make it Italian-ish. But it's my Alfredo, so we're going to go with that. So I'm going to go ahead and get started here with the seasoning of my chicken. I have my house seasoning here. I'm just going to take a spoon and season it really good, you guys. My Alfredo is packed with tons of flavor, so we don't want to miss that by missing out or skimping on the seasoning with the chicken, right? Okay, so let's get that going. I have some olive oil here I'm going to add to the pan. I season one side, so once I put it in the pan, season side down, I'll season the other side, you guys. Ooh, I cannot wait. I'm so excited about this Alfredo. Dallas loves it. It's his favorite, so yes. So we're just going to put the chicken in the pan. Season side down. It's heating up for me. I just turned it on, so it'll be fine. It'll heat up and sear just like it's supposed to. Just gonna add that in. I hope everybody's doing good. We're doing wonderful. Can't complain. There's nothing to complain about. We're just blessed to be alive. And with all the negativity going on in the world, it's just a blessing to be able to see another day. So we're adding the chicken to the pan in a single layer here. Well, I didn't cut that one all the way, but it'll come apart when I cook it. We're going to add it in a single layer here, just like so. Try to add it all, but I don't want to crowd the pan because I do want a great sear on the chicken. So I'm going to cook the last little bit in a minute. I'm going to season the other side of the chicken. Ooh, it already smells good. So let's talk about Alfredo, you guys. So the Alfredo is very easy to make. It can be intimidating. I can say that when I first made it, I was a little bit intimidated. But after you make it the first time, you're going to be like, oh my gosh, that is so easy. It only takes a few ingredients, and then you kind of personalize it to make it your own, right? So today I'm using half and half. Which is just half milk, half cream. But you can use heavy whipping cream if you want to use that. It'll be more rich. If you use the half and half, it'll still be a little rich and luxurious, but not as rich to where you can't enjoy it. So I like to use half and half instead of whipping cream. And then I have some broccoli, some mushrooms, some of my mozzarella here that we used on the last episode with the stuffed salmon. This is the one that has the mozzarella stuffed with mozzarella that was soaked in cream. This is just to make the Alfredo more creamier. If you don't have this or have access to that, go ahead and use cream cheese. Or if you don't want to use cream cheese at all, just leave it out. It's fine. And then we have some garlic, which is going to go into the Alfredo sauce. Some flour to thicken the roux, some butter, Of course, we have our seasoning for our shrimp. And the seasoning for the shrimp, I'll go over that in the next segment. But right now, we're going to go ahead and just finish up our chicken. And when I come back, we're going to start on the shrimp. So we'll see you in a bit. So welcome back, guys. I just wanted to show you what the chicken looked like, seared on both sides. It has a beautiful sear on it, as you can see here. We're just going to go ahead and get it flipped over. Just like so. So that we can put the other ones in. And once these are done, guys, I'm going to put them on a piece of aluminum foil so that they can keep warm. Oh, that's beautiful. Just like that, you guys. And you want to make sure that it's cooked through, because we don't want raw chicken going into our Alfredo. No, ma'am, and no, sir. So I'm just going to go ahead and continue to cook the chicken, and then I'll add the second batch in, and then when I come back, I'll show you guys how to do the shrimp. Hi guys, and welcome back. So I have my chicken cooked and in the foil, just waiting for the finished product. So now what I'm going to do is work on my noodles. I have a pot of water over here boiling with some fettuccine in it. It's been cooking for about 5 to 6 minutes now. So the last 4 minutes of cooking, you want to add your broccoli. And I'm going to go ahead and add that in. And we're going to get started on our shrimp. So I have, like I said, some large peeled and deveined shrimp, about 1 pound. And I'm going to go ahead and season that up with our seasoning here. This consists of salt, pepper, onion powder, garlic powder, cayenne pepper, paprika, a little bit of parsley, dried parsley that is, and it also has some Old Bay in it. So I'm just going to sprinkle this very liberally with the seasoning, and I'm going to go ahead and mix that up. Make sure it's all coated. Just makes it quicker if you season it before putting it in the pan. Just like that. And I'm using the same pan that I cooked the chicken in. I do not discriminate. I'm going to add a little bit more oil to the pan, just so the shrimp has something to cook in. And we're just going to go ahead and get that added. Turn my heat back up. Now these don't take long to cook, guys. A couple of minutes on each side and you have yourself some cooked shrimp. These are also going to go into some foil paper while I make the sauce. And once the sauce is done, everything is going to become friends in the pan. We're going to make the sauce, we're going to add the pasta, the broccoli, the mushrooms, you name it, we're going to add it. So these aren't going to take that long to cook. A couple of minutes on each side. And that is it. No. Okay, so now I'm just going to flip them over so you can see that nice sear on them. They look and smell so good, these shrimp do. So we're just going to flip them over here. Somebody inboxed and asked me about my pans. These are Rachel Ray pans. I got them for Mother's Day. So I'm excited about them. I love them. It's a really good investment for cooking. They're really good, sturdy pans. And they're excellent for cooking. So those are the ones that I use right now. We're just going to flip those over. And when they're done, we'll cook them a couple of minutes on this side. And when they're done, we'll put them in the foil so that they can finish, so that they can be warm when it's time for us to add everything back together. So I have another batch to go, and when I come back, I'll start on the sauce. Hi guys, and welcome back. We're gonna get ready to finish off this meal. I'm gonna go ahead and make the sauce for the Alfredo. It's gonna be so good. So let's talk about the ingredients again that I have. I have some fresh mozzarella that I shredded, some fresh Parmesan that I shredded, some of the mozzarella that was in the mozzarella cream. So I have some of that. If you don't have that, use cream cheese. If you don't want to use that type of cheese in it, just leave it out. But this type of cheese makes it creamy and delectable. It's so good. Then I have some garlic, some mushrooms, some flour for the roux, butter, and a little dried parsley, and of course my house seasoning. I also have my half and half. Like I said, if you want to use heavy whipping cream, you most definitely can. If you want to use milk, you most definitely can. I just like the substance of half and half. It makes it creamy, but it doesn't make it too rich like if you would use with heavy whipping cream. If you do use heavy whipping cream, use a little chicken broth to thin it out just a little bit to take away some of that richness. So let's get started on the sauce. So I have my pan preheated over here. I'm going to turn it down a little bit, and I'm going to go ahead and saute my mushrooms. So I have a little bit of olive oil going on here, and I'm going to just throw in my mushrooms. These are just regular white button mushrooms. Nothing special about the mushrooms. They're just plain old white sliced button mushrooms. I got them pre-sliced from the grocery store. Now, if you want to go get the whole ones and cut them up, let that be you. But I like to save time, and so I just went ahead and got the pre-sliced ones. Save some time, save energy. Who has time to just stand over a stove all day, right? So as many shortcuts as you could take, go ahead. Now, personally with the cheese, I wouldn't shortcut that because fresh cheese to me is better than the pre-packaged stuff. But if that's all you can get or afford or whatever the case may be, go ahead and get the pre-packaged to save yourself some time. It's absolutely fine. But I had a little time today, so I shredded the Parmesan and the mozzarella. I have about a cup of each one. And then I have about a 1/4 cup of the creamy mozzarella. So I'm just going ahead here and sauteing up my mushrooms, getting them nice and coated in the olive oil. I'm going to season them with our house seasoning. Get that going in the pan there. They smell so good. I love mushrooms, especially in sauces and stuffings. I absolutely love them. So I'm just sauteing this up here. I'm going to go ahead and add in my garlic. This is about 2 teaspoons of garlic, you guys. I love garlic. If you don't want to use that much, cut it in half or omit it if you don't like garlic. But I haven't met one person who doesn't like garlic. So I'm sauteing this up here with the garlic. Oh gosh, it smells so good. I can't wait to taste this. It smells amazing in this kitchen. My house is happy. Do you hear me? So I'm just sauteing this up. And to get the roux started, I'm going to add in a couple of teaspoons of butter. I have some here that I didn't use this morning, and I'm going to go ahead and add in a couple of teaspoons more. Let me grab a knife. And we'll use the other half of this to finish our sauce. But you want to have the butter in to start the roux. So I'm just stirring it around until it melts. Turn it back up just a smidgen. And what I'm serving with this is what I made off camera is some cheesy garlic bread and some fresh corn on the cob, because it is about the season for corn. So we went ahead and got some fresh corn on the cob, and we have some cheesy garlic bread just out of the box. I didn't make it homemade. this time, but I do have a recipe that I will do in the future to show you how to make homemade garlic bread. So just getting this all in, and once the butter melts, you want to go ahead and add your flour. And if you come over here, once I add the flour, I'm going to show you the consistency or the color. See, I'm using unbleached flour, all-purpose unbleached flour, and you just want to stir that in until the rawness of the flour goes away. So you're making a roux. This is going to thicken the sauce a little bit, just like that. So it's going to coat the mushrooms and the garlic and all that, but you just want to cook it until the rawness of the flour goes away and it becomes like a nutty brown in color, just like so. And again, I'm using half and half. No chicken broth is needed because this is half milk, half cream, so it's already kind of thinned out a little bit. Just stirring that together, just like that. Oh, it smells so good. Woo! Can't wait. Cannot wait. Okay. So now I have my half and half. I'm going to use a good bit of this because I like a saucy Alfredo. Who likes dried Alfredo? Like, you go to these restaurants and they pour like a tablespoon of Alfredo on your pasta. Who wants that? That's disgusting, right? I always have to ask for more. So I have my half and half here. And I'm just going to slowly pour it in the pan, you guys, because you don't want any lumps with the flour mixture or the roux. So you slowly stir it into the pan so you can get any lumps out. Any lumps, and you want to stir vigorously while you're pouring. Ooh-wee. That smells so good. So I'm using about half of this pint. This is a pint of half and half. So I'm using about a half of it. Okay. Now you want to bring it to a simmer so that it can get thick, and then we'll add in our ingredients. I'm going to go ahead and season this. You add the cheese last. That's the last thing that you add. So I'm just seasoning this up with a little bit of my house seasoning. Just like that. We're going to let this come to a simmer so it can get a little bit thicker for me. Oh gosh, it smells so good. If you want to come take a look at it and see just what I'm doing here, I've added the seasoning in. I have my mushrooms and the garlic, and then I added my house seasonings in here. So now what I'm doing is I'm just waiting for it to get thick, or a little bit thicker for me. So I'm just waiting for it to come to a simmer, and then once it comes to a simmer, I'll go ahead and add the pasta and the cheese, and it's just gonna be so good, you guys. So once this comes to a simmer and it thickens up for me, I'll come back and show you how to finish the dish. So we'll see you shortly. Hi guys, welcome back. So the sauce has been simmering. We haven't added the cheese yet because we wanted it to get a little bit thicker before we added it. The roux that we made with the flour and the butter, that's what's gonna make it thicker. You wanna taste for seasonings before you add the cheese, and not add too much salt, because the cheese has a natural saltiness to it, so you don't want the dish to be too salty. So I have this over here simmering over medium low heat because you don't want anything to curdle. Oh, and it smells and looks so good, you guys. Oh my gosh. So I'm gonna go ahead and add in my cheese. I have about a cup of Parmesan cheese that I grated and a cup of mozzarella cheese that I grated. And then I'm gonna add in my mozzarella that was sitting in cream, just to give it a little creamy texture. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, you guys. I'm so excited. I just can't hide it. I'm about to lose control. It smells so good. And that creamy mozzarella makes it even more creamier and delectable. So I'm just stirring the cheese in. I'm gonna turn the heat down just a little bit. You don't want it to thicken up too much, and you don't want anything to curdle. So I'm just stirring in the cheese. Make sure everything is melted. So good, you guys. It looks so good. Oh my gosh. So my mouth is watering. I don't know about yours, but my mouth is like watering so bad. Alright, so I have the cheese melted. I'm just gonna taste first seasoning. That's perfect. So I have my fettuccine here with the broccoli. I'm gonna go ahead and get that added in. Hopefully I don't make a mess. I don't want it to just plop in. Okay. Put this back in. And I'm just gonna go ahead and get everything. The noodles will loosen up if you cook them. If you pre-cook them, they'll loosen up once you put them in the sauce. That's not a problem. That is not a problem. Oh my gosh. You guys. Take a look at that. Take a look at that. Doesn't that look wonderful? Oh my gosh. Take a look, guys. Just tossing it in the sauce. My mouth is watering so bad. And it's a very creamy. I made extra sauce because I like extra sauce. But it looks so good. It looks so good. And it's so creamy. And I'm just ready to just swim in it. It is so good. The sauce is amazing, by the way. So now, oh, look at that. Look at that cheese pool. So now I'm gonna grab my chicken and my shrimp. I'm gonna add my chicken. I'm just gonna use this fork right here. Back to the pan so it can heat through. It looks so good. Oh my gosh, it looks so good. Add in the shrimp next. Get a few of the shrimp out of here. Because my husband, he's going to eat his shrimp separate. So I have to save him some, unfortunately. Oh my God, it looks so good, you guys. I'm going to give this a quick toss so that everything can kind of mellow itself and become friends in the pan. And then I'm gonna serve me up a little plate just so I can taste it, you know, for quality control and all. Oh my gosh. That looks amazing. Woo-wee. Okay. So that is my friend's chicken Alfredo. I'm gonna grab me a little sauce in here. And I'm just gonna grab a little bit of everything. Woo, there's a shrimp. Get a piece of chicken. Mushroom. Just a little bit of everything. Oh my God, that smells so good. So we're just gonna top it off. A little bit of parsley. A little bit of parsley. And I'm gonna dig in. This smells amazing. And it's creamy. It has sauce on every noodle. Woo. All right, here we go. It is so good. You guys, this is so good. It is so good. It is absolutely amazing. So here is my delicious chicken and shrimp Alfredo. I'm glad you guys tuned in. Tune in next time for another delicious treat. And thank you for watching Cooking with the Streeters. Bye.